Canada. Ngayong summer, leave your stress behind, kaibigan. Isama na ang buong pamilya at magsaya. Enjoy the magnificent sunset with your loved one. Tara na nang magtampisaw sa ilalim ng araw. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. A nature walk along 750 feet of shoreline with amazing view of nature. They have cottages, campsites, trailer sites. You can enjoy camping, swimming, fishing, boating, windsurfing, hiking, at iba pa. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. Ano pang iniintay nyo? Magpa-reserve na. Book your reservations at sandbankscottagesandcampsites.com o tawagan si Tita Neats 416-893-7467. And get this, you'll enjoy 10% discount. Banggitin lamang ang Pinoy Radio. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. Dahil summer, it's always great to make memories that will last forever.
Scarborough Toyota, we welcome everyone.
Ang Scarborough Toyota ay magkakaroon ng pambihirang Toyota Boxing Month event. May higit 300 sasakyang pagpipilian. 2017 Toyota Corolla and Camry. Lease or finance at 0% or cashbacks hanggang $1,000 sa 2017 Corolla at aabot sa $2,000 sa 2017 Camry. O pwede naman kumuha ng 2017 RAV4 at 0.49% or lease or finance or get cashbacks of $1,000.
We are Scarborough Toyota.
Bisitahin lamang kami sa scarboroughtoyota.com ngayon. Sale ends this Saturday. Are you selling your home or buying one? Gee, you need help. Fast. Call 416-684-6442. Talk about mortgages, real estate, and everything along that line? Gee, you gotta have assistance. Call direct. 416-684-6442. Still bothered by a lot of questions? You need G. Call her now. 416-684-6442. And look for G. Sell. Your reliable realtor. Her name is synonymous to acquiring your dream home fast. Selling? It's still her. G. Sell. Gizele Mirasol of Remax Realty, Kingston Road, Ontario. Send your inquiries to GizeleMirasol at gmail.com. That's GIZELEMIRASOL@gmail.com. Emanating from MCBN Broadcast Center, you're all Filipino radio. PinoyRadio.com. PinoyRadio.com. This year, we'll never get short of surprises. In fact, we step up the game. Hashtag Level Up Goals. The finest hits, outstanding shows, remarkable events. Mina Cancer Broadcasting Network Incorporated. This is PinoyRadio.com. Love it. We would like to express that the opinions, views, comments, and suggestions of the host in this program are purely their own and do not reflect those of Pinoy Radio. Thinking of selling your house or buying one in Canada? Our program will assist you in realizing your dream home in 60 minutes. Property Talk. Property Talk with Gizele Mirasol with the help of satisfied clients, live personal testimonies, and how it changed their lives. That and more in Property Talk. Sundays at 12 noon Eastern Time on Pinoy Radio. PinoyRadio.com. Hosted by Gizele Mirasol together with her remarkable guests who knows exactly how it's done. Property Talk. Your dream home awaits.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Property Talks with Gizele Mirasol. So wow, we just wanted to greet everyone listening around the world, sa Pilipinas and everywhere. Hello po sa inyo. Magandang umaga po, magandang hapon kung nasaan man po kayo, magandang gabi. At ito po, narito naman tayo sa isa pang episode po ng Property Talks. Napaka maganda, masaya ang ating araw today dahil po meron ako special na guest. Lahat napaka ano. We have a special guest for you today. But before we start and introduce her, I just want to say hi, DJ Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. A little bit headache though, but it's okay.
You have a little bit of a headache?
Yeah.
Hindi, kailangan ba natin pag-usapan bakit may headache ka?
Puyat.
Napuyat ba kagabi?
Oh, laundry.
Ay.
Till 4 a.m.
Napuyat mag-laundry. Ganun pala yun. Akala ko pa naman merong mga special events na nakalimutan mo akong imbitahan.
No.
Wala naman ba? Okay. And please welcome. I would like to introduce to you my guest for today. 1 second. So my guest for today is isa po siyang kliyente ko po siya. And actually, nakabili na po kami ng bahay, but it was really nice of her to come and join me today dahil pag-uusapan po natin ang kanyang experience po dito sa Canada ng little bit. So, while we're getting ready here, before I introduce her, okay, introduce po natin siya sa pangalang Annalyn. Hello, Annalyn. How are you?
Hi, Giselle. I'm good. Kumusta po?
Mabuti. Thank you for coming today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, medyo nahiya pa po siya ng konti ngayon. But don't worry, Annalyn, huwag kang mag-alala. Mabait si DJ Ryan. Ako hindi mabait. Hindi naman. Okay, so just before we start our show, let me just give you guys a brief summary of what our show is composed of today. Okay, of course, we are going to talk to our guests. Basically, just to let you know, why do I have Annalyn here? Annalyn, I was actually very inspired by her. So she has a success story, basically. She started off and she came here as a caregiver, okay? And eventually, she pretty much worked her way and became an IT consultant. Is that correct? Yeah. And afterwards, as you can see, and definitely she is very successful now as well in her own way. And she called me, and she was looking for a home. So we were ready finished all the transaction, and congratulations again to your home. So we will talk about that before we continue on with Annalyn. Okay, let me tell you what is our special episode for celebrity homes for today. So later on at the end of the show, we are going to talk about one of the most famous basketball players. Of course, who else? Number 23, DJ Ryan. Sino pinag-uusapan natin?
Saan?
Number 23, Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. All right. Of course, it's Michael Jordan. So we will talk about Michael Jordan's home, okay? So ayan. So Annalyn, are you ready? Are you a little bit nervous? Kind of a little bit nervous, yeah. Okay lang. You know what? Don't be nervous, okay? Dahil alam mo naman na, we're actually just going to talk about you. Kasi talagang sabi ko talaga, I really wanted her to be in my show. Kasi aside from, and I'm not just saying this, tapos yung transaction natin hindi naman. Mabait si Annalyn. Actually, she's very down to earth, very humble, and I was very inspired by her story, and I want everybody to know and at least give an idea, okay? Kung ano bang ginawa ni Annalyn, paano ba siya nakarating sa point na ito, okay? So maybe Annalyn, can you kindly just quickly, briefly introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay. Yes, so kagaya ng ibang lahat ng Pilipino pumunta dito, I came here as a caregiver under caregiver program. I think way back in 2008. Well, the same as everyone else, we all have dreams, and so that's always been in the back of my mind to someday I want to be something else. Someday
Okay.
I want to make a difference to myself. So one day I kind of see this, like how I get to where I am today. It started from the very beginning.
Mhm.
There's no easy way.
No shortcuts,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
no shortcuts. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
A lot of really priorities. Like, I mean, you need to know what you want. You want
Okay.
to do for yourself.
So maybe I'm sorry to cut you off here. So we started off. So you came to Canada
Yeah.
so many years ago, right?
Mhm.
And you started off in a caregiver program.
Yeah.
Tama ba yun?
Yep, opo.
Yeah.
So pagdating ko dito, it was not easy because you're away from home, and then it's a new country again, new adjustments.
Mhm.
But that doesn't stop me from starting with something new.
Okay.
At first, I went and studied my English.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then-
So did you take ESL courses? Yun ba
Yes, I
ginawa?
did.
Okay.
So I took that one, and from there I was like, I mean, I meet different people.
Okay.
Like when you go to this program, you have instructor that teaches you, like mentoring you what to do next. I also get a chance to interact with different people around the world who's just learning English. But what I really learned from it is there's always a way. So from
Mhm.
there, I kind of got interested into going to college, and after I've completed my ESL, at the same time, I'm also working as a caregiver. So
So do you mind me asking, live-in caregiver ka ba
Yes,
at that
that's
time?
right.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I'm assuming you were is it a 2-year program na nagsimula noon?
when I was doing my ESL, I was under live-in caregiver.
Okay.
Yes, and then every Monday and Tuesday I go to school. So
Oh wow, okay.
yes,
So
I
right
go-
after work you will go to school
yeah,
for the
I go to
ESL
school.
program.
The moment I'm done with my work, I go and rush to the bus stop and go to school.
Mhm.
So that-
Gaano katagal yung school mo nun? Do you remember?
1 year for ESL, and then right after that, I went to one of the colleges in Oshawa, and then I started taking some part-time courses, which is like I wanted to be. I don't really know what exactly I want until I see I wanted to be like some kind of IT person because that's what my background back home. So I started taking all these courses one by one at a time, and the fees are very expensive.
Yeah.
And well, the same as everybody else, I have to send money too.
You
So-
send money back home,
yes.
right? So,
So,
part ng ano yun eh. Kasama na lagi yan eh.
it's kind of all the Filipino life that we have to send money. After that,
So sorry to interrupt you here, Annalyn,
Yeah.
okay? So when you were, because you have an IT background, were you able to even transfer some of your courses from back home to here?
yes, it wasn't easy task to get to college. First
Okay.
of all, you have to do a lot of prerequisites like assessing your transcripts, your diploma, and submitting it to the right agency, like these international assessment agencies, to be able to be admitted to the college, even though it's just a part-time. But yes, I did.
So
I did
part-time
say-
yung school mo, pero
Yes,
ang dami pa ring requirements.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a lot, and it took me around 4 or 5 years to complete everything.
As part-time, yeah.
Yes, as part-time.
Kasi syempre, you're working full-time as a
Yes.
caregiver,
So-
right? And then you're going to school right after.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done a lot of different jobs. I've worked in pizza. I've worked in these edible arrangements. You name
Oh,
it.
I know edible arrangements. They're
Yes.
good. Instead of flowers, edible arrangements is good.
Yes. So I've done all these kind of things. Like I don't know what to say more than that, but really, it's a combination of working and studying and giving up some other fun stuff that like a person would like to do.
Nakakalabas ka pa ba nun? Kasi syempre, you're working and at the same time, nag-aaral ka. Did you actually get a chance to at least go out once in a while, or did you find it difficult?
I wouldn't say I didn't.
Okay.
Because I think to keep going is really, we have to have a balanced life. I do go out, I do hang out with my friends,
That's good.
yung mga kaibigan ko, I think. But still, we need to know what our limits are. Like, if I knew, like, pag alam ko na, oh, this is it, I have to do something, then I have to stop.
So, yeah.
And also, when it comes to study, I study. You
Okay.
have, that's always there. Like, my priority is I have to study, I have work, and then the third thing is I have to do something for myself to keep going.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
to make
did
it
you have
fun.
to study in class, or is this more online courses?
I did few in class. It's a combination of both.
Okay.
Like, there's some courses that I could do it at home, and then there are courses also that really you need to go in and be in the class, which is really good because from there you're like, that's how you get trained, how to talk, how to interact, develop your social skills, mainly when doing your presentation. It's kind of, I'm the person who's always been shy and scared of being exposed in front of everyone, but then that one thing that when you join classes, in the class you kind of, okay, I can do it. When you're required to present something, then you have
Yeah.
to really say to yourself, oh, I can do it, I have to do it, otherwise I fail.
Yeah, and look at you now. See, I mean, she's saying that she's shy, right?
Yeah.
And look, and she's here, so that actually shows a lot of commitment from you to be here. And and again, thank you for sharing your story. Now, so with regards to IT sa Pilipinas compared to dito, did you find that there was actually a difference when it comes to your learning experience and the courses that you need to take? Almost similar ba sila? Maybe it's just being taught in a different platform. What did you think?
I think whatever I'm doing right now is more of, I really didn't learn, whatever I learned at school, it helps.
Okay.
But something that you do at work is really different.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yes, like from back home and here, I think all the ITs, they're all the same.
Okay.
But then with experience, you kind of be mature, you kind of, you know, learn from people who are more experienced.
Mhm.
So right now, what I've been doing in my work is that what I'm doing because I learned it from other people.
So that's
too.
good. Yeah.
Yes. So but as always, for you to be able to be successful of what you want, education is a must.
So education is definitely still a
Is-
priority,
yes.
right? I mean, without that education, you want to be able to
No,
get your transcript
no.
from the Philippines and
No.
transfer some of your courses
Yes.
and be here. Okay.
So, yeah, so I get my background from back home, but it is really a must when you come here to Canada. You need to do something different. You need to, like I said, you have to go to school.
Mhm.
You have to get involved or join the courses, get trained,
Okay.
and do a lot of readings, what's going on around you. Like,
Okay.
I
so,
mean,
so you're pretty much making sure that you are up to date with what's
That's
going
right,
on within the
yes.
industry,
Yeah.
right? That's what you're trying to do. Okay.
also, again, I'm gonna have to say it's knowing what you want and knowing your
Mhm.
priorities, I guess, and do a little bit of compromises. So
I see.
Yeah.
That's great. So ayan po ang story po ni Annalyn, and I know we still have a lot more to talk about, but you know, just before we continue on with her story, we will just take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with Property Talks with Gizele Mirasol.
Property Talk. We'll be right back after some words from our friends. Are you selling your home or buying one? Gee, you need help fast. Call 416-684-6442. Talk about mortgages, real estate, and everything along that line? Gee, you gotta have assistance. Call direct. 416-684-6442. Still bothered by a lot of questions? You need G. Call her now. 416-684-6442. And look for G. Sell. Your reliable realtor. Her name is synonymous to acquiring your dream home fast. Selling? It's still her. G. Sell. Gizele Mirasol of Remax Realty, Kingston Road, Ontario. Send your inquiries to Gizele Mirasol at gmail.com. That's GIZELEMIRASOL at gmail.com. Ngayong summer, leave your stress behind, kaibigan. Isama na ang buong pamilya at magsaya. Enjoy the magnificent sunset with your loved one. Tara na nang magtampisaw sa ilalim ng araw. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. A nature walk along 750 feet of shoreline with amazing view of nature. They have cottages, campsites, trailer sites. You can enjoy camping, swimming, fishing, boating, windsurfing, hiking, at iba pa. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. Ano pang iniintay nyo? Mag-reserve na. Book your reservations at sandbankscottagesandcampsites.com o tawagan si Tita Neats 416-893-7467. And get this, you'll enjoy 10% discount. Banggitin lamang ang Pinoy Radio. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. Dahil summer, it's always great to make memories that will last forever. Magandang balita, mga kababayan. Young and Steele's Pharmacy is now open to serve you. Opo, ang Butika Young at Steele's ay narito na para maglingkod sa inyo. Matatagpuan kami sa plaza, katabi ng St. Pascal Church, just across the Center Point Mall. Kami ang inyong community pharmacy. Narito, hindi lang sa puso ng Thornhill, Ontario, kundi sa puso ng bawat Pilipino. Young and Steele's Pharmacy with patient-centered services, free medical review, free delivery of prescription, free one-on-one consultation. San ka pa? Ang butika ng bayan? Young and Steele's Pharmacy. Bukas na. Tawag na. 905-771-0188.
Kick off my shoes, turn Pinoy radio on. Few moments later and my favorite song comes on. I'm feeling happy, dance to the beat. Filipino music makes me feel free. The music touches my soul, makes me feel high. I'm loving life, proud to be Pinay. There's no other place that makes me feel home than tuning into PinoyRadio.com. This is the music of my life, fills me with love and so much pride. PinoyRadio.com. Just log in. It's always on. PinoyRadio.com. Just log on. It's always on. PinoyRadio.com.
Time for more informative discussions with our amazing speakers on Property Talk.
And welcome back again to Property Talks with Gizele Mirasol. So we just want to say hi to our listeners. Hello, Atilot. Hi, Chalen. How are you? Elaine, thanks for listening. We also have Nina from New Plaza Motel. Again, thanks for listening, Brian. Nina. To Brian Bacon, listening all the way from California. Hello, Kuya Vaughn and Girly. Thanks everybody for listening to our program. And sa mga listeners natin na nakikinig lang ngayon, I do have the special guest of mine, which is my client, Annalyn. And Annalyn basically started off, we're just talking about her story, how she started off coming to Canada as a caregiver, okay? And after her live-in caregiver program, she did do other jobs here and there as well. Syempre, para po, alam niyo naman ang trabaho natin dito, kinakailangan natin kumita dahil at the end of the day, meron tayong pinapadalhan sa Pilipinas. Halimbawa, part yan ng ating mga obligasyon, right, Annalyn?
Opo.
Yeah. So, at the same time, with regards to that, aside from yung obligasyon na yon, she actually took ESL courses para mas maging broader, ma-improve pa niya yung English niya. And after that, she took IT courses, right? So dahil IT background sa Pilipinas. So Annalyn, just on the break, I was just briefly talking to her. Na normally, pag full-time ka, to take IT, it takes approximately about 2 years to complete. Is that correct?
Yes, it will take 2 to 3 years. Depends if you want to be just if computer programming, 2 years. If you want to be an analyst, it will take 3 years.
Okay.
However, for me, it took me 3-4 years.
Part-time, right?
Yes, because I only go to school Monday and Wednesday nights.
Okay.
So then I can only take 1 or 2 courses in the same semester.
I see. Okay, yeah. So, but at the same time, and during the other days, you're also studying as well.
Yes. So during weekdays, I worked as a caregiver at the same time, and then I'm done around 5. I have to run to the bus stop the same way I said before. I go to my school, which will take me 1 hour and a half to take the bus.
Wow, okay, just to get to school. So
Just
talaga
to get to
nagtiyaga
school,
ka talaga.
yes. So it will take an hour and a half to get to school, and then my class finished around 10, and then another hour and a half to go back to my home where I live. So normally I get home around 1:30
in the morning. Then you have to work the
then
next
I have
day.
to work next day, or if I have really some exams, then I have to wake up at 4 to study
Wow, nagsastudy ka in the morning just
Yes.
before your work starts.
yes, because I don't have any other time
To study. No, that's so true. You're home
Yeah.
at 1:30, right? That's
so,
okay.
Yeah, so that's been my life since I came to Canada.
Okay. So nung natapos ka na nung yung IT courses, right? So I know you mentioned that it took you about approximately 3-4 years to finish it, doing it part-time. Okay. Now, was it easy to find a job right away?
Well, finding a job is another job.
Okay.
Yes. So what I did after that, in the entire day, I'll just sit in the computer, watch for any job posting, and the moment I see some new posting, I right away send my resume.
Okay.
So first we need to make sure our resume is good enough. We need to see, when you're finding a job, you have to look at the requirements of what the job you're looking for, making sure your resume matches what they need to get to be picked up. It wasn't easy because out of one job posting, there's probably 500 people applicants.
And you need to stand out.
You need to stand out. They're probably gonna pick 10 people out of 500, and you need to be one of those 10 people.
Exactly, because the whole point is for you to be able to get an interview.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
And just to let our listeners know all around the world, in Canada, when you're applying for a job, hindi na po kinakailangan ng picture. Alam ko sa Pilipinas,
Hindi
they
na.
have a photo, right? Diba, DJ Ryan? Right?
yeah.
Yeah. So wala po yun. So
Wala.
everything is just pretty much, and the point of that is because I did also partly work in HR in the past as well, and part of that is kasi ang Canada, ano po tayo it's very diverse, and we don't want to discriminate people based on how they look, based on your age, based on your religion, based on your sex, everything else. So your resume will just be your name and of course your background, but I don't need to put Gizele, I'm Filipino. You know, hindi mo kinakailangan.
That's one thing that I really love about Canada.
Yes.
Even you're disabled, you can't speak any languages. If this job is for you, it's really gonna go to you. If you're really deserving to be in it and you're good at it, then you'll get it. But you have to be as an immigrant or somebody new to this country, you have to be 10 times better than any of other people.
Absolutely. I think I
Yes.
understand what you mean by that. Like it's, I can relate to it, right? I mean, being in the business of when I started off as real estate, syempre, aside from, you're competing with people who are older na may experience, right? With any job that you're in, you're pretty much, you have to show off your knowledge, right? And your skills at the same time. So marami, we do have our challenges as we go along, but we thankfully we live in a country that gives you opportunities, and kahit na you can be 50, you know, and you can be 60 years old, and if you want to change your career, it's possible. So yun po kagandahan ng pagpunta po dito sa Canada, right? So so please go ahead, Anna.
Yes, so it took me a while. A while is like 1 month to get a job.
So
after
every
my
day you were
completion.
looking pretty much
Every
online.
day I'm looking. I will sit in one quiet room with my phone, with my computer, which is with the moment you send your resume, you might get a call, you might not. So when you get a call, it's like you're in the interview.
Okay.
So before I even started that process, I kind of trained myself. I read through every possible blogs, every possible ideas, how to get through to this process. So, when I get a call, that means, my resume is being picked up by somebody. Somebody looking to my resume, so I have to be ready to what to say, to introduce myself, to sell myself. So. Yeah.
So you keep yourself up to date, which is
Yes.
really good.
And also the main thing is a communication is a must.
Okay. So what do you mean by communication is a must?
To be able to convey your message, to be able to sell yourself, to be able to tell what you really wanted, and of course interact and talk, which is I'm really weak with that. And I think taking all the courses, first thing like ESL helps me a lot with that. So
that's good. Ang maganda sa'yo, Annalyn, is you were able to find that, you know what though, all of us, we have our strengths and our weaknesses, right? And with that, you said that you were shy, talking in front of the class, but then your presentation, presentations at school really help you with that, right? And with that being said, is you overcame your fear. So that's really amazing, okay, that you did. And now you're using it at your job, right? Because now you're, kasi po si Annalyn po ngayon, so I just made you a little bit of a shortcut. Now she does work at a financial institution. Yeah, she's worked at a couple of financial institutions, but at this point now she's on a conference call with directors, right? Or VPs, and they're pretty much yung mga hotshot dyan sa mga company at a corporate level.
Well, yes. So day by day, like in my job, I have to deal with senior managers, directors, program managers, big people. And then at the beginning, I kind of shy too, but then I learn from them how they talk, how they deal with some pressure sometimes.
So you remain attentive pretty much, and so you're observing at the same time on how the lifestyle is, or how people communicate dito sa Canada in comparison sa Pilipinas, right? So at little things like it's amazing at in my previous jobs before, so we would actually speak to different two different directors or anybody else or managers, but we're talking to somebody from the Philippines or India, and sa Pilipinas, they would always say, talk to you, yes ma'am, yes sir, right? But here we don't say that.
No.
With conversations, we don't say, oh, it's actually, people actually find it insulting pagka tinawag mo sila na ma'am or sir, parang ang tanda ko, on a conference call.
I used to think, what are they doing in the meeting, really? When I used to be like when I don't go for these kind of meetings, I'm like, what are they really doing? What are these people are capable of? And then one day you're part of it, you just realize they're just talking.
Yeah,
we're just
that's
planning. We're just discussing what can we do to mitigate some issues, stuff, and planning and things.
Finding solutions, right?
Yes.
I mean, this is all.
And then really, that was it.
Yeah. parang akala mo napaka-secret meeting, right?
Like and then when you get there, it's just nothing. It's just a normal conversation, a casual conversation, because we have to ensure that everyone is comfortable. So then we would be able to tell our messages. We would be able to communicate what we wanted to say and be part of it.
Yeah. And so right now, are you like, so when you went to school, you said at first you didn't know exactly what part of IT
I didn't know exactly what part of IT I wanted, but I always have this dream. One time my boss said, Annalyn, what is your plan? Because really, I was a caregiver for 5 years. Okay. 5 years. Okay. And
there's nothing wrong with that,
yes,
right?
5 years. And all my friends were like, after 2 years, they're gone to Toronto, work in whatever work, or they were telling me, why are you still a caregiver? Why don't you go to Toronto and do this and apply for that? I'm like, no.
Itong boss mo, meaning ito yung, so it's as a caregiver, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so she's one day said and asked me, Annalyn, what is your plan? I said, my plan, I want to get a job who pays $40 an hour.
That's good. You're very specific. You're calling it out to the universe. That's what you want.
And she was surprised. She thought I was just joking. I'm like, Annalyn, I don't even make that much money. I'm like, I will one day.
Yeah,
I don't know how, but I will. Yeah.
So napaka-focus mo. You had that goal and you had that dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think everybody knows that I'm always been studying. I'm always been. I mean, there's always be something that you wanted to do. You go out, you go clubbing, or anything. But when it comes to like I need to study, I have to study. I have to shut my whole room, not going out when I'm in due date or I'm in exam and things like that.
So talaga nag-focus ka talaga.
Yes.
Ayun. So yan po ang story ni Annalyn, and then she eventually became the IT consultant. Pretty much siya pa yung sinusulisit ngayon. So like ayaw nga siyang and the reason why I know all this, because during the process of us looking for homes, Annalyn was nice enough to pretty much share part of her story, how and that's the reason why she's here, how she explained to me that she was with a financial institution and eventually they didn't even want her to leave, but then obviously I mean if you're getting a better offer somewhere else, you have to definitely keep that in mind, right, and consider that. So now she's with a different financial institution, and she's still on demand because she's handling projects too. She's a busy girl, so I'm kind of I talked to her and asked her to come and be a guest in my program, but even on weekends right now she's doing a lot of mga testing phases, right, sa trabaho, where you're the one, like Annalyn is part of all of these launches, diba? Tama ba yun?
Yeah,
a little bit, yeah. So I mean, we don't want to disclose too much, but at least that's
so that my work is kind of really demands my time, and then I have to go in sometimes in the weekend. I have to work in the weekend. It's really tough. Yeah. But I'm loving it.
That's the most important thing.
Yes, I'm
so
loving it.
so you love what you do right now,
yes,
right?
I do.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of, I was just dreaming that like back when I was working as a caregiver, when I see somebody walking in front of our house, holding a nice bag and wearing nice shoes or nice clothes, going to their work morning and afternoon, I'm like, when can I be that person?
When will you have that nice bag, right, and stuff?
So that's kind of like, wow.
So now, and look at what you've achieved now, diba? So now you're at the point where you have that capability, that the financial abundance to be able to pretty much, support for yourself and still send money back home and eventually buy a house.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, buying a house is not an easy task as well.
Exactly.
It's kind of, you also have to put your mind to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want to get a house. Why not?
And so pag-uusapan po natin yan. So we're gonna take another commercial break, and when we come back, we will talk about briefly ang experience ni Annalyn sa pagbili ng bahay. So once again, this is Gizele Mirasol. We'll be back with Property Talks.
Property Talk. We'll be right back after some words from our friends. Are you selling your home or buying one? Gee, you need help fast. Call 416-684-6442. Talk about mortgages, real estate, and everything along that line? Gee, you gotta have assistance. Call direct. 416-684-6442. Still bothered by a lot of questions? You need G. Call her now. 416-684-6442. And look for G. Sell. Your reliable realtor. Her name is synonymous to acquiring your dream home fast. Selling? It's still her. G. Sell. Gizele Mirasol of Remax Realty, Kingston Road, Ontario. Send your inquiries to GizeleMirasol@gmail.com. That's GIZELEMIRASOL@gmail.com.
Ngayong summer, leave your stress behind, kaibigan. Isama na ang buong pamilya at magsaya. Enjoy the magnificent sunset with your loved one. Tara na nang magtampisaw sa ilalim ng araw. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. A nature walk along 750 feet of shoreline with amazing view of nature. They have cottages, campsites, trailer sites. You can enjoy camping, swimming, fishing, boating, windsurfing, hiking, at iba pa. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. Ano pang hinihintay nyo? Magpa-reserve na. Book your reservations at sandbankscottagesandcampsites.com o tawagan si Tita Neats 416-893-7467. And get this, you'll enjoy 10% discount. Banggitin lamang ang Pinoy Radio. Sandbanks, cottages, and campsites. Dahil summer, it's always great to make memories that will last forever.
Ang Rouge Valley Mitsubishi ay masaya magdiriwang ng ika-100 taong anibersaryo. 0% lease or finance hanggang 84 months sa mga piling modelo. Di mo kailangang magbayad sa unang 2 buwan. Mabilis na credit approval. Bumisita sa RougeValleyMitsubishi.ca ngayon.
Mula Bukang Liwayway hanggang Takip City, PinoyRadio.com. Inyong kapiling 24/7.
In entertaining the global Pinoy.
We go above and beyond.
On air everywhere. Listen in. Look at us. Now streaming live.
On the road and rising. Reaching more Filipinos abroad.
Ito ang Radyo ng Pilipino.
Across the nation, around the world.
Pinoy Radio. This time, it is everything and more.
You are listening to PinoyRadio.com. I love Filipino music.
Time for more informative discussions with our amazing speakers on Property Talk.
And welcome back again sa Property Talks with Gizele Mirasol. So we have my lovely guest here who just pretty much, you are lovely. She's laughing, but you are lovely. She was talking about her experience from being a caregiver to an IT support, and now, and I got a call from her, pretty much said she's very goal oriented. So ang next goal niya when I talked to her was pretty much, you know what, I'm ready to buy my home. Right, Annalyn? Yeah, and it was pretty cool kasi nung tumawag siya sa akin and throughout the whole process and you know, I think that we really connected, you know.
I think, yeah. I don't know. I just kind of go to, where's that? Realtor.ca.
Yes.
And then I was viewing these condos or homes and things, and I saw one of the property and
one of my listings, basically.
Yeah, one of our listings, and I'm like, okay, let me call this lady, and I think I didn't catch.
Yeah, you got me, pero actually hindi pa nga niya alam na Pilipina ako.
Yes. So then somebody, like after maybe 1 hour, I was at work and my phone rang and then somebody. So she was like, "Hi, I'm Gizele." I'm like, I think I get in touch with your.
Yeah, you through email. You emailed me
or something. Yeah. And then we talked. I asked about the house, the details of that property. And then later on, I'm like, "Are you Filipino?"
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I am. Oh my God, I said.
So
why am I speaking English with you?
So naging komportable na siya.
Yes,
So.
and then to know that there's a Filipino out there who could help me, it really makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because I really don't have anybody like to help me with this kind of transactions, and it's not an easy task. This is something that I really don't know anything about. I might know about interest rates in the market. I might know what's happening in financial things, but not about buying a house. I don't know what to look. I don't know what I want. I really don't know. I don't have any idea how the process would be. And it's a blessing that I met Gizele on that moment, that she's the person who I called out of all so many listings. And then there we go. It just happened too fast. She's been helping me. She's coming to my work, picking me up, and informing me what I need to look, what I wanted. It's like she gave me different ideas, and then from there I get to know, oh, this is what I want.
So that's good, yeah. And then eventually, and the experience in the Analinda, we did a lot of biddings as well.
Oh my God. Yeah, there were nights that we lost with the biddings, and it was sad because it was like I didn't get it.
Yeah, you do get attached to it, and then she saw the reality that we're sitting outside for 3-4 hours, with everybody else trying to obtain this property, and we know what our limitations are, and we know what the value is, and that's where I guide my clients. Okay, and I tell you, ako na mismo magsasabi sa minsan na, you know what? Oh, it's too much. It's not even worth it anymore.
Yes, that's
okay.
True. Yep.
And but I always say to people and to Annalyn as well, the right house, will be there for you. And the right house did come, right, Annalyn?
Oh God, I love it.
That's good. That's good. Nag-enjoy ka.
Yes.
Decorated
I'm
na
not
lahat.
even happier when I move in. I was happy when I win the bidding.
She was happy that she won the bid. Number one.
That's the first thing. Yes, I was happy, but all through the process, it was just seamlessly done without any hassles. What is it like? It just went too fast. I think it's because Gizele knows what she needs to do. Her expertise is there, help me through all the things, my questions of what I wanted to, a viewing, and bringing me from one place to another. Yeah. So
eventually we ended up buying the home, and she's all moved in, and pretty much still decorating. I haven't seen her actually since she bought it. Busy yan talaga. Kung busy ako, busy din to.
So after that, I kind of like, okay, after putting up a lot of money for down payment, I have to work. So,
yeah. And now actually, and she was discussing, and now her next goal is, and I couldn't forget this, right after the whole process of this buying a home, and she told me right away, so Gizele, be prepared, I'll call you again, because she has another goal of getting another home, right, Annalyn?
Yeah. So I'm on it. I'm saving.
There
shopping for 6 months.
She has a goal. So yung po yung ating mga kapatid, kapamilya, kababayan. So yan po ang story po ni Annalyn, and I hope you do get inspired from her story, because to me, when I met her, how she came in here and to Canada, and I don't think wala ka talaga masyadong relatives dito, di ba?
I have few friends.
Yeah.
Yes, but not relatives. That really relatives. No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So kaya yun. So, and most of the time you did all of this on your own, right?
Yes, that's right.
And I just wanted to we wanted to give everybody an idea how she did it, and the sacrifices that she had to take in order to get to where she is right now. And to be honest with you, thank you for sharing your story, Annalyn.
You're welcome.
Maraming salamat for being
pleasure.
here.
And thank you for having me.
Of course, and for her to come here, and the number one thing is, I always tell my clients this, is I do appreciate your trust. That's the most important thing. So Annalyn was really nice enough, and she did put a feedback on my Facebook page, with a 5 out of 5 star rating. So that was nice of her to do it. So I at the moment, actually, yung mga my Facebook, I have about 57 reviews right now.
Yeah.
So
yes,
which is really good.
Also, yes, I checked out on Facebook.
She checked me out on Facebook.
I'm like, okay, who is this lady? And then from there I'm like, okay, I think I can trust this girl.
Yeah. So yun naman pinaka-importante sa akin, and that's how I work with my job is based on 80% referrals, actually. So Annalyn to call me, that was one of the one-off situations na may tumawag from outside. So that was really nice and refreshing. It just so happened that I think we just met at the right time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now tinan mo, almost done na tayo sa ating show. But before we end our show, we have our section called Celebrity Homes, okay, where we feature different celebrities. And of course, today's celebrity is none other than our very own, well, not our own, is Chicago's number 23, Michael Jordan. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit of Michael Jordan's home here. Actually, his house has been in the market at this point for about 5 years. So hindi pa po siya nabebenta. Okay, you would think a celebrity like Michael Jordan, mabibili agad yung bahay niya. Okay, so there's a couple of factors involved why hindi pa siya natitinda. But let me explain to you how much the last listing price was. So the last listing price, well, they started off in 2012 for $29 million. Okay, Michael Jordan's estate, of course. Now the price has dropped half na po siya, $14,855,000. Okay, yung listing kaya na. Annalyn, bilhin na natin. So if you've seen, if you go online, you'll be able to see pictures. He actually has a number 23 doon sa kanyang gate bago ka pumasok. The house actually has 9 bedrooms, 15 full bathrooms, a basketball court. Syempre, you need a basketball court, right? Card room. You have putting green, fitness studio, and tennis court as well. Now, we also have information here kung bakit ba hanggang ngayon wala pa ring takers. So the analysts actually are looking into this, and most celebrity homes are overpriced because they have their name attached to it. So everybody, wants to have more money, okay? But ang mga reasons why people think it's not really selling, it's first is also location, okay? It's also very personalized as well. It's in an area located in one of Chicago's high-end suburbs. So hindi siya talaga, which is Highland Park. It's not situated in a place where celebrities or people looking for homes like Beverly Hills would normally go to. Okay, so that's number one, is location. Number two, a lot of potential buyers are also thinking that they're a little worried about privacy because it's such an iconic, place, knowing that number 23, gated na, yung gate na doon. So there are a lot of tourists that would go and take pictures in front of the gate. So if you're the one basically buying this property, would you want to be in front? Would you want to deal with, all of the fanatics, of Michael Jordan and go there? And it's actually, I saw the pictures of the home. It's a little dated. So yung style niya, it's medyo mas luma ang kanyang mga decor, and very, very personalized. So if I live there, I'm a fan of Michael Jordan, I probably wouldn't want everything in the room related to Michael Jordan. I don't know about you. How about you, Ryan? I know you love basketball and shoes.
Maybe there's a certain section
in your home, right?
In your home, yeah.
Hindi yung kada corner na tininan mo.
Especially if you have a basketball court, you can put all the pictures on the wall. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Kung
inside
indoor
your home,
siya, yeah. Pwede sa loob, ayaw mo naman na every corner, instead na picture ng misis mo, picture na Michael Jordan ang nasa doon sa loob, right?
Maghahawak kayo.
Maghahawak kayo ng kamay ni Michael Jordan. So yun yung napaka-personalized kasi. So I think that, if I was a fanatic, what I would advise my clients, kung talagang fanatic ka ng Michael Jordan, right? Like you said, have like a section. So maybe like an office dedicated to all, how many Jordan shoes you can put in there, right? Sa isang room, or kung talagang fan ka, but not to the point where I think that everything else around the home has something to do that reminds you of Michael Jordan. Maybe little things here and there. So kaya look at this. It's about 50 million drop na. Yung presyo na ngayon. And it's been in the market for so long. You're 5
years.
Yeah, you're pretty much now at 5 years. So it doesn't mean na celebrity ka. Doesn't mean mabenta mo yung bahay mo right away. Definitely it helps. It's the same thing as I don't know if you guys have ever heard. There's actually a guy in Japan, and he's a retired cop. He's a Hello Kitty fanatic. Okay? May asawa siya, and I kid you not, buong bahay niya has everything Hello Kitty. And they said, I don't remember how much yen he spent throughout the years, pero retired na siya. Ultimo unan to, lalaki to.
What country?
Sa Japan.
Okay. I thought it's China. Good China. Cheap naman yung mga...
Cheap naman yung mga sa China. Hindi, ito mga original talaga.
Japan kasi, alam mo na. Diba?
Yeah, so talaga.
Sanrio.
And the fact na, yung wife niya was okay with this. Na lahat talaga, Hello Kitty everywhere. Hello Kitty. So meron din naman yung isang babae din naman. I don't know if she's from, I don't know. I know it's another Asian country, but she also had her whole house all pink, all Hello Kitty, all done up. But this was a guy na retired police, and he's actually talked about it, right? So yan po so just going back to our celebrity home. So that's very personalized. So yun yung mga one-off. So imagine trying to sell that house. You need to find that very one-off person who loves Hello Kitty, pretty much. So same thing with Michael Jordan, right? So kung sino man yung bibili nun, most likely, definitely, you need to
bumibili ng shoes.
Yung bumibili ng nako-collect ng Jordan shoes, right? So, what I would advise if I was the realtor of Michael Jordan, basically, is to maybe update it a bit, spend that money. I mean, rather, if you have the time, it's been 5 years now, spend that money to upgrade it in today's modern standards, right? Maybe have a montage in one section nga, na lang just as Michael Jordan. I think the number 23 gate is still a cool feature. When you walk in, you know that this is Michael Jordan's home, and the amount of money that that you can save with all of that for Michael Jordan, right? Like, I mean, I say, Michael Jordan, give out some signed memorabilia that nobody has. Like, the first Jordan shoe or whatever it is, right?
Toilet bowl with the sign of Jordan.
Or you know what? Or you know what? Because all of the shoes that Jordan has, ito lang Michael Jordan, if you're listening, it might be a good idea for you to give an incentive of signed Jordan shoes from the beginning, from whatever era it was, from day one hanggang ngayon, as an incentive as part of you selling your home, right? So that's, you have to be creative with things like that. That's what I would advise him if I'm your realtor. So Michael Jordan, if you're listening, my website is soldbyg.com. So that's soldbyg.com. And you can check me out on Facebook as well, to everybody else listening around the world. That's Gizele Mirasol, Remax Realtor. Okay. Doon po yun, I have over 57 excellent reviews from lovely clients, like I mentioned earlier. So take a look at it, and mga updates of what's happening with the real estate market as well. So yun. Ayan. So, DJ Ryan, any questions at all with Michael Jordan's house? Okay ka lang?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a little bit concerned of my friends back in the Philippines, because nangongolekta sila, but some are broke, and then they don't know what to do.
Nangongolekta sila ng shoes.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
I know a lot of people here collect shoes, right? Do you collect Michael Jordan, like Air Jordan shoes?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
I only have 2, so that's fine for me.
You only have 2. Two is enough, right? So
I think. Yeah, I know about him, but I'm not really crazy. I do watch basketball, but not specifically him.
Not specifically him. Well, retired na rin siya, you know what I mean? So, yeah, yun. But, Annalyn, any last words to our listeners?
Yeah, I think my last message is, if I would given this chance, yes. I'd like everyone to really, I know there's a lot of Filipinos out here in Canada, not only in Canada, but I think all over the world. But my message to them is, know what you really wanted. Don't just look for today or tomorrow. Always look for a long term. Always look for something different. Don't just follow as what everyone do. Mm-hmm. Just do what you wanted to do for yourself and make a difference.
And take a chance, right?
Yeah,
take a chance, because I mean, if you don't take a chance, my music's a DJ Ryan, but definitely take a chance, right? Because if you can never take that chance or take that leap, in order for you to stand out there, like you said, you really have to be creative, and you need to try it. Because I mean, if you don't do anything and you don't try it, wala nangyari. It's just, you are where you are now. So if you, ang point po ni Annalyn is, if you want something done, hindi lang pwede nakaupo lang tayo to get it done. Hindi lang darating lang agad sa'yo, di ba, Annalyn?
It's you have to put your heart, your mind, and your focus, and know your priorities too. So
yun ang pinaka-importante, that you know what you want, and you did. And again, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so inspired by your story and how you got here. So first, maraming salamat for coming here. And for your trust, again, of course, in your real estate investments. Looking forward to working with you again in the future, of course.
Definitely.
You know, and to all our listeners around the world, maraming salamat po. So this is again another episode of Property Talks, but just to remind you, our next episode, our show is every other weekend. So our next show will be next Sunday, July 30th. We'll be talking about insurance. So I have a special guest who will talk about different types of insurance para makatulong sa inyo when you're also buying your home, okay? And for your daily life as well. So that will be on July 30th from 12 to 1 p.m. So again, maraming salamat. Annalyn, thanks for coming. DJ Ryan, always a pleasure.
You're welcome.
All right, so again, this is Gizele Mirasol of Property Talks. Have a great day, everybody.
Are you selling your home or buying one? Gee, you need help. Fast. Call 416-684-6442. Talk about mortgages, real estate, and everything along that line? Gee, you gotta have assistance. Call direct. 416-684-6442. Still bothered by a lot of questions? You need G. Call her now. 416-684-6442. And look for G. Sell. Your reliable realtor. Her name is synonymous to acquiring your dream home fast. Selling? It's still her. G. Sell. Gizele Mirasol of Remax Realty, Kingston Road, Ontario. Send your inquiries to GizeleMirasol@gmail.com. That's GIZELEMIRASOL@gmail.com.
Emanating from MCBN Broadcast Center, you're all Filipino radio. PinoyRadio.com. PinoyRadio.com. This year, we'll never get short of surprises. In fact, we step up the game. #Level Up Goals. The finest hits, outstanding shows, remarkable events. Media Concept Broadcasting Network Incorporated. This is PinoyRadio.com.
Love it! Sa iRemit, libreng tawag ka sa Pilipinas tuwing magpapadala ka ng pera via iRemit from any of our 8 branches across Canada. Visit Batter's Toronto branch and enjoy free coffee or tea and other refreshments and experience the comfort of their service while sending money to the Philippines.
Ang Rouge Valley Mitsubishi ay masayang magdiriwang ng ika-100 taon anibersaryo. 0% lease or finance hanggang 84 months sa mga piling modelo. Di mo kailangang magbayad sa unang 2 buwan. Mabilis na credit approval. Bumisita